They will call you crazy when you are onto them and call them out. They will call you crazy when your discernment and intuition are so on point it scares their demons. They'll call you crazy when they can't manipulate you and you don't fall for their trickery that's worked on other people. Better yet, the witchcraft, the illusions, and spells that have worked on others don't seem to work on you. They will call you crazy because that's way easier than facing their own shadows, demons, and ill behaviors. Sure, we all make our mistakes and are imperfect. However, people who are quick to call people crazy and not invest in their own self awareness, and who are also not doing the inner work and blast name call to not take ownership of their own bullshit ways, it's giving projection at its finest. I was around 12 or 13 at the time. I didn't quite understand what was going on at the time with my stepmom because I was going through my own preteen mental delusion as a result of living in a highly toxic, abusive, and narcissistic household. On this particular day, it had to be the weekend, and this was back when we still had house phones, the good old days, or at least that's what I like to tell myself. The answering machine sounded, and I heard my god grandmother's voice as I walked up the basement steps. Johnny, I don't know what you've done with Angie, but you need to call us back before we call the police. I don't know what was more eerie about this. The fact that all the lights were off in the house and it was just natural sunlight coming through the windows, or my dad's facial expressions while listening or knowing that he could be capable of unaliving her due to domestic violence in their relationship that I witnessed on hand. Long story short, I found out that she was admitted to the psych ward at a local hospital in town, and he felt so comfortable and even confident giving fake concern, telling others she was in there, meanwhile not telling the full truth. He was quick to call her a crazy ass bitch, but didn't dare bring up how he had a part to play in her delusion. Not the cheating with grown and underage children. Story time for another time. Not the domestic violence, the verbal, mental, emotional, or financial abuse. Not the jealousy and possessiveness masked as care and concern. Not the fact that she had married fast and young and a pedophile clergy monster at that. That's enough to go crazy. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Self love is currency. To all of my returning subscribers, my day ones, my OGs, my real ones, thank you all so much for your continued support. All of the likes, all of the comments, all of the shares, I really do appreciate you. If you're new to this channel, if this title resonates, if this content resonates, or if any other messages and or content resonate with your heart and soul on this channel, you might need to hurry up and join this community. This is and pause because it is currently thundering where I am. So, normal disclaimers per use. If you hear rattling in the background, that is me flipping notes of a journal entry, for one. And shout out to me, like real quick. Your girl has been doing a lot of journaling. We just wrapped up. Well, we are in the process of wrapping up the Lionsgate portal. Really was a good time to do some releasing. So that means a lot of journal work for me, a lot of reflection, a lot of shadow work. So this literally is coming from the soul. This is soulfully charged. This is to inspire healing, but also heart activation. So yes, just my little disclaimers before we get back into it, but we are on episode 10 of our Reveal to Heal series, where the more we reveal, the more that we heal. And the more that we heal, the more that we reveal different layers and aspects and also different versions of ourselves. Like, and this is like a little side topic as well that I guess a download that I just got, but I'm really into shows with parallel universes. So if y'all know of any to watch, I can drop some that I've found interesting myself. But the whole idea with healing to me, um, the more that you heal, we reveal different versions of ourselves, because you know how they say that we are living in this timeline or version now, but there are multi universes or different universes out there with different versions of ourselves. And I believe, and y'all could quote me if I'm wrong or need to further research this, but the more that you basically heal in this timeline, you can align with those versions of yourself in other universes. I think the whole concept is very interesting. That's why, again, I'm so big on self development, personal development, doing shadow work, and also healing childhood trauma, because I think that the myth is that you have to stay in dysfunctional shit, that you have to stay in your trauma timeline, that you have to keep repeating cycles that even your ancestors had to go through, and that is completely trash. But yes, we are unlocking those versions of ourselves. So when I say that this information is content, these videos are soulfully charged, that they initiate heart activations, they also initiate quantum leaping, timeline jumping. This is real. Like, I am not um a product of my past per se. Like, this version of myself is because I believe wholeheartedly in what I'm talking about. So yes, let's get back into it without further delay. I'm not saying that crazy or being deranged doesn't exist. However, I would be very weary of someone who refers to an ex friend, a family member as crazy on multiple occasions, because 10 times out of 10, they had a hand in it. You just can't see it because they are hiding their hand. People with demonic, low vibrational entity attachments love to play games of manipulation by changing the narrative of how they are perceived if they know they are doing wrong by a lover, family member, friend, or have done wrong. They're quick to throw the other person under the bus by calling them crazy, all while hiding their own toxic, abusive, dysfunctional behaviors. Have you ever heard someone say, "Yeah, she's crazy, bro, but I did cheat on her. And whenever she confronted me about it, I told her it was all in her head and that she was insecure, but she was actually right all along." Yeah, she's crazy, sis, but when she went to tell her mom her boyfriend was touching her, her mother told her to stop lying and trying to ruin her love life, and that she had only came and told her about her boyfriend touching her because her dad didn't want her to come live with him. She's crazy, but the whole family knew that Uncle Rufus was a pedophile in real life, even though they repeatedly said that she was lying. She's crazy, but leaves out, and let me say purposely leaves out, the times that he called her out of her name or he became physically aggressive towards her. And his friends, well, they see him as charming, stable, and the life of the party. If you ask me, I say it's projection. It's a heavy ass projection spell and humiliation ritual, because people are literally attempting to ruin reputations and lives by calling people's craziness out while they walk around freely unhinged, happily toxic, and with no self accountability fucks to give. If you've suffered from the crazy making wound given by a real crazy person, know that it's possible to heal and you will heal. Stand 10 toes down in who you are and don't move. They want you to appear unstable, unbalanced, unearthed. Ground yourself in the present reality as best as you can by committing yourself to self development, self love, to heal whatever pain and trauma they caused. Keep diaries, journals, notepads to document your experience. Narcissistic demons, Jezebel spirits, people with low entity attachments love to call you crazy and say that they didn't do anything. So keep them receipts. Keep walking in your truth and stay true to who you are. They only want to, I'm sorry, I'm reading notes, by the way. The only way to, damn, the thunder is thundering. The only way to beat them is to be committed to self-growth and empowerment, because these type of people refuse to heal and they refuse to do the work. Hence why they are quick to call you crazy. And also another um gem or side note that I'll throw in this, like when people cannot put you in a box, when people are committed to misunderstanding you, when you show up shining your light and being authentic and true, when you operate in full integrity and you don't back away from that, when you are self aware and sure of yourself, when you do not accept bullshit, you have a no tolerance for bullshit, when you are not easily put into a box or category, they will call you crazy. And that's not on you at all, that's on them. Let people be committed to misunderstanding you. Let people get pissy and mad because they can't put you in a category like they did the other 100 or 1,000 people that they met before you. Stay true to who you are. Stay loving on yourself. Be sure of who you are. Continue to work on yourself. Commit yourself to personal development, self improvement, self empowerment. Continue your self love journey. So, whenever someone tries to call you out because of their own projections, you don't take it personally. If this message resonates, drop your comments down below. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.